All right, Terry, we're about to put you away for your crimes against the podcast. I would say smoke them if you got them.
But what if the ones you got are like 10 years old and have been living in a glove box?
That's a conundrum. Welcome back to the Almost Sideshow, your mom's favorite podcast. We are back with another episode of Better Call Saul. We're breaking down Saul. Season 3, episode 3, called Sunk Costs, which debuted April 24th, 2017. And if you didn't know, we're talking about Better Call Saul.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I didn't know where we were gonna go after the ending of the last episode, and I'm excited to get into this and see what happened and what we thought. And I've got an interesting theory to throw out there that I came up with. So let's do it. Shall we do it?
Yep. Here we
go. Better Call Saul, Season 3, Episode 3, is entitled Sunk Costs. Mike Ehrmantraut, meet Gustavo Fring. Fring meets Mike in the middle of the street next to his gas cap and tells him he can't kill Hector Salamanca. But if he wants to keep robbing him, he wouldn't stop him. Mike deduces that Fring and Salamanca are rivals. He says he's done with the situation. Says he's done. That is until he decides to go along with Gus and start a plot to get one of Salamanca's ice cream trucks busted for drugs at the border by spilling some drugs from a hanging shoe at their gun drop point before customs. So that's how Los Pollos Hermanos ends up driving that route. But how did the bullet holes get into the stop sign? Jimmy McGill, meet the Albuquerque PD. Chuck calls the cops on Jimmy and is pressing charges, hoping Jimmy will finally become a new man. He gets charged with felony breaking and entering, as well as misdemeanors of assault and property damage. He wants to represent himself, but Kim wants to represent him. A prosecutor from out of the district comes into town for the case because Jimmy knows all the prosecutors too well and there's a conflict of interest. And Chuck floats an idea to her. Pre-prosecution diversion. Jimmy pleads guilty to all charges, but as long as he stays clean for a year, all is good. One last request from Chuck, though. His confession must be immediately submitted to the state law office, which means Jimmy will lose his law license, which is what Chuck really wants. So what to do? Kim and Jimmy decide, let's fight.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, this is where I've seen the clip, because this is the trailer clip of them in the courthouse.
In the
when
in the
Jimmy's
orange jumpsuit.
In the orange jumpsuit. Yeah, so this is where I've seen that clip before. 18 months plus 6 months plus 6. That's like 30 years. It's wink at the camera. That's that's a lot to take in there if he loses. So pretty interesting stuff there. We do get Bill Oakley, Mr. Petty with the prior guy, is back too. That's gonna be a fun conversation with that guy. But this is very interesting. It's definitely a tale of two different stories right now. We have Kim and Jimmy trying to figure out what's going on with the Jimmy stuff. We have Mike and Gus, which that standoff is straight out of like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That felt like that kind of like the Western style standoff. All we needed was a tumbleweed. That's essentially all we needed. But that was cool stuff. I take it you have a gun. I'm armed too. If you don't show me your gun, I won't show you mine. Sizing each other's. Yeah, all right, that's reasonably. But yeah, this stuff was really kind of cool, and seeing how it ended, it's very interesting to see how Hector Salamanca will respond to this and who he suspects. Well, because at the same time, where the hell does Nacho come into play with this alliance now? because Mike and Nacho have an understanding too. That's kind of going to be very interesting because Nacho, I'm assuming, knows who Gus is. That's just a hunch. We don't know. It's not necessarily confirmed, but if Gus and Hector have a rivalry, you would assume that, Tuco and Nacho would have some kind of recollection of who Gus Fring would be.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
So it'd be interesting to see if Nacho or Mike confirms that he is working with Gus, and it's kind of like see if Nacho how he responds to that. That I don't know. I was thinking about that because I watched this a few hours ago, so I had some time to kind of marinate it in my head. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, really good episode here. It's going to be interesting to see how Jimmy and Kim respond and how Chuck takes the news, and if he can actually withstand the court for the court as well for the time being.
Well, I don't think he'll have a problem with that. He finds a way to tough it out whenever it
walked outside.
Involves,
I was like, what the hell?
Well, as long as it involves screwing Jimmy, he can do it.
Yeah, screwing Jimmy. Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, I mean, we have slipping Jimmy, but Chuck is screwing Jimmy. So those are
It's kind of weird.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Not this episode though.
No. Yeah, the Mike and Gus stuff is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love the opening the cold open there, and then the payoff later. It's like, okay, how much longer away is that? Like I said in the synopsis, when do the bullet holes show up in that stop sign? Like it's look at those shoes. It's been a minute, right?
Oh, crap. Yeah, that is true. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Oh, okay, he was okay. Okay, yeah.
Like that opening shot is where Mike threw the shoes, and like the laces gave out finally. That stop sign is filled with bullet holes. How long has it been? Like that's what I want to know. And that's why it's interesting looking back on it that it's a Los Pollos Hermanos truck driving and not the Regalo Helado truck. So that'll be interesting to see kind of where that goes. I was fascinated by what was going on with Jimmy and Chuck, and how Chuck, he wants to punish him, but not punish him too much. He doesn't want him to go to prison, but my I'm just gonna get it. My favorite scene is Jimmy on the curb and Chuck talking to him, because I think there's so much going on in that scene when Chuck comes out and I called the cops. I am pressing charges, and it's
for your own good.
It's for your own good. And the thing is, though, like, Jimmy would be fine if Chuck stopped trying to screw him over. But he sees it as, Jimmy has a good heart, but he's a horrible human being. And as long as he's practicing the law, he's doing wrong. That's kind of where Chuck's at with it. And just that idea that I want you to be something respectable, but as long as it fits into my box of what respectable for you would be.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about this. I think there are developing some definite parallels in the Chuck-Jimmy relationship with the Walt and Jesse relationship from Breaking Bad. It's just on the right side of the law. Right? Like Walt was always trying to manipulate Jesse and get him to do what he wanted him to do. Tell him he was better than the things he was doing, but as long as he did it his way and fit into his box, it's just Jesse was a kid that could still be manipulated, where Jimmy is a little more stubborn, but Chuck's doing the exact same thing Walt did to Jesse.
Yeah,
I want you to be a better person, but as long as it fits into my box of you being a better person, I'm going to manipulate that box until you get into it. But you're not going to do it your way because I don't want you to do it your way because that might infringe on what I want in life. You have to do it my way. And the difference is Jesse couldn't say no to Walt, and Jimmy does it. But Jimmy also has this weird like obsession with being like seeking Chuck's approval at the same time. But I think that's starting to wane also, because that's what you get at the end of that, where it's just that calm discussion where he says one of these days you will be a better man. And Jimmy says, on one of these days you will die alone, hooked up to a bunch of machines in a hospital.
That give you ouch.
Because I'm not gonna be there anymore. You have finally burned the bridge. I think that's where Jimmy's at. Like, I can no longer treat you like family. I have to treat you like an enemy.
Yeah, because you're threatening what I'm trying to do too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the douchier lines that Chuck says in that scene. And then that's what I wrote down is, think of this as I'm calling the police. Like, yeah, I'm pressing charges, but don't think of it as negatively. It's just an opportunity for you. I'm doing this for an opportunity. Not to punish you, but this is going to be an opportunity for you to learn from it and do something better.
He has a respectable, like he's doing something respectable. And the only reason he's stepping out, exactly. And the only reason he's stepping out is because Chuck's getting involved. And the only reason Chuck's getting involved is because he can't see Jimmy succeed if it's in his like lane. Like, he had no problem with Kim taking Mesa Verde until he found out that Kim was thinking or was contributing to Jimmy's success. And then he had to get involved and meddle and make it change. Like, yeah,
it's a good scene. That's a great one. I didn't quite have that one down. We already kind of talked about the kind of the amazingness, the Gus and Mike meetup thing. I think we all can acknowledge that's a really good scene too. But I do want to just bring up the Jimmy getting fingerprinted sequence. That's such like a humbling thing. Just like see him like get booked into the jail at the courthouse or whatever the case is, and you got that Petty with a Prior guy, Bill Oakley, come in and kind of just being a weasel. But then at the same time, I think that's the opening. Jimmy was like, I'm going to try to play this guy because he's kind of gullible in a sense too. And it doesn't really pan out.
Well, he's a friend.
When he's also kind of a friend too. But he knows he's like, well, if I can beat anybody at this lawyering thing, it's that guy. I can definitely talk my way out.
If I just have to face the likes of that, I'll be okay.
But I just have to, if I have to like talk myself out of a cardboard box against that guy, I'll be fine. Really fine. So I like where his head's at, but I think that whole sequence it's fun. I think any kind of like montage type of stuff like that it's very interesting. So that's why Kim.
My favorite montage was Kim at the gym.
Kim's gym montage is pretty cool.
The gym across the street.
Yeah, what's funny is like she goes to a gym but does not do any workout. We don't see her working out, but it's just strictly shower, brushing the teeth, contacts, all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that she uses it for a shower.
Because
it's across the street.
Yeah.
Going back to the Jimmy scene getting booked. My wife was watching, and as they were talking about, find the biggest guy and punch him to show your dominance and stuff. And he's going into the cell. My wife is like, just watch. His cellmate's going to be Huel. That's going to be the biggest guy.
Oh my gosh. That would have been hilarious. Wow. I didn't think about that.
I know. And she said, I was like, you want to find the biggest guy? He'd be the biggest guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that would have been a hilarious way for the two of them to meet. That would have been just perfect.
Yeah, that would actually been pretty cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to go first on the Betsy Kettleman douchebag award because mine is Bill Oakley. Because like, dude, who walks into someone getting booked and just decides to start chatting them up? It's like, did you get to keep the car?
Yeah, you're
Are
having
they
a bad
still
day.
looking for a way to replace you over
a
at
bad
Davis
day.
and Maine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I thought they were BSing me.
That's a good one.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. That just let it be, man. Just let it be. Yeah, that's my douchebag. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's the clear guy for this episode for sure. Also, like the way he eats his chips is kind of fascinating. He has 2 different chips.
Totally. LVP. My LVP was eating 2 bags of chips at the same time.
Yeah, this is true. I had a different LVP from that same scene. He also drinks like 1 sip of his coffee, and he makes a point like carrying it very strangely, and then like throws everything away. He ate like 2 chips, and then like ate. Yeah. Anyway.
And then he ate the best kind of fats.
Yeah, the trans fats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had Chuck down as a douchebag, but I think Bill Oakley is a good call there.
Yeah, Chuck is kind of a perennial pick at this point.
Yeah, it's not fun to say that name anymore in this category.
Stickman.
Okay, I have Jim Guy. I don't know who he is.
Thinking about him.
Kyle T. Cohen is named Jim Guy. He's a gym rat. He's a gym bro, whatever.
He's the guy Kim sees at the gym.
Yeah, definitely sees at the gym. Could be, yeah, probably him. It's probably him. He's getting it in some way.
That's not bad.
Getting those reps.
I went with Truck Guard because it was played by Mariano Big Dog Mendoza.
Okay,
and
yeah, Big Dog.
If your name is Big Dog Mendoza, yeah.
It's not bad.
And it doesn't seem too worried. And I mean, they're just kind of standing there, not worried at all as that truck's getting checked out. And they really should have been worried while that truck was getting checked out.
Yeah, he did carry a big gun too. Yeah, Big Dog Mendoza. That's funny.
Best new face. Hey, that's Danny Trejo.
Yeah, we got to talk about Kira Hay.
Yeah, we do.
You know, she's tough but stern. Played by Kimberly Hubert Gregory. Really funny actress. She played in HBO's Vice Principals with Danny McBride and Walter Goggins. A really funny show. That's a really quick, easy binge. It's only like 3 seasons, really short. Like what they do with that character is really funny. She's really good in it. Also in Barry as well.
I saw that. That was my favorite.
I thought that was funny.
She played movie Janet Moss.
Movie Janet. Yeah, that is true. Janet Moss. Yeah.
Which is just great. Like that's perfect. Like it said that and I was like, yeah, I could totally see that being the one that was playing her in the movie at the end.
Yeah.
I love it.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's who I had down to. Oh, I think we can just move on from that.
Clearly, I think because I can't remember if the judge. I think the judge was the only one I was kind of thinking about too. So, but the judge was like, I think we may have seen her before, like a callback, one of the court scenes, maybe, but still.
Yeah, I was looking if we'd seen our new truck driver before. He's done a lot of one-offs in TV shows.
Gotcha.
Christopher Alvarenga.
Mr. Alvarenga.
Yeah, bunch of one-offs. So nothing that important. Nothing quite like our prosecutor here. Okay. Yeah. Lance the printer guy, minor character.
I'm gonna go with the judge here.
That's why I done too.
Yeah, Molly Hagan. Mr. McGill. Not usually seeing me behind that side of my courtroom. I don't like being seen this way either, or something like that. Whatever he says, but. Yeah, soon to be counsel. You guys need to adjourn and figure it out. I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah, she's pretty awesome. I think she was up for my, hey, it's Danny Trejo face.
Yeah,
as well. But she's good.
Interesting. It's the only episode she's in. Like I thought Like
That's weird.
The way she was talking, I'm like, I feel like she probably should have popped up in an earlier season as someone that we knew, but she didn't.
I swear, in theory here, they probably had a sequence where maybe they cut from an earlier season when they like had a bunch of those like the montage of him going through a different court with all the crazy quirky characters they met at the courthouse. She's probably one of the judges there, but it wasn't that judge with the guys who like did the necrophilia stuff.
Yeah,
at the very beginning, it wasn't that guy.
There's enough judges around that I'm sure we just haven't seen this one yet. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It's like, the way they're talking so cordially, you would think she would have popped up at some point, but I guess not. All right. Yeah, that's why I had down to best Saul one-liner.
I did not pay attention enough to pay attention. There was definitely something here, but I did not have anything. So
I have a few things. Jail beats the back of a nail salon.
Oh yeah.
Chuck bamboozled me. He used the word bamboozled.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then when Bill Oakley asked him, "How was your night?" Caught up with some old clients.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Those were some good ones, and the trans fat. Well, I thought that was pretty good too. It's best kind of fat. Yeah. All right. The best Breaking Bad reference.
All right. There's two.
Okay. Can I go first?
Yes.
Because I want to talk about Dr. Goodman.
Yep.
Dr. Barry Goodman, played by J.B. Blanc, who
Good
for me
man.
will always be Luigi Vampa from The Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know why. That's like I have written down in my notes. Hey, look, it's Luigi Vampa. Because that's just who he is to me. Yeah, he's Batir in Barry. He just pops up and stuff. But yeah, he's awesome, and he's one of those faces. I don't know why that's what I fixated on, but he's a recognizable face. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, there he is. There's the doctor, not just a doctor. It's the doctor. That later is the only reason Gus and Mike make it out of Mexico.
Yep. How much is this? I need this many grams.
I need a box this big.
This big.
I need grams. This big?
Many grams. This many grams. That's good. He's like, how about who's next? We have this patient. How about the gringo? Oh, it's revenge. It's revenge. I'll take him.
All right. Who are you going to tell us about?
Tyrus.
I completely missed him until I saw the cast list. I did not see him.
He was driving Gus's his car.
I had a feeling that's where he popped up, but
yeah, he had Jedi was the one behind Mike, and he had behind Gus was Tyrus, which is cool.
Unfortunate miss by my part.
Yes,
which means Tyrus is around already. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, because we don't see him show up in Breaking Bad
until Victor dies.
Yes. So
yeah,
very interesting to see what's he do. Maybe he's hanging out with Huel.
There you go.
But maybe
but at the same time, to take on that role, Tyrus has to be somebody to Gus. So it makes sense that he's around now.
It's true. Maybe it's like his cousin or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tyrus Fring.
Probably not. Tyrus Fring. No, his name is Tyrus Kit. It says on the cast list.
Tyrus Kit. Oh, that's not cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever.
Midlife crisis moment. We're flying through these today.
Yes, we are. Another one that I have wrote down: amazing analysis of nothing. I think that what's interesting to see is that you see the defeat when things just don't go according to your plan, or like you're kind of burnt by somebody who's close to you, and like just seeing Jimmy kind of sitting on that bench, it's like, well, like where do I go from here? How do I pick myself up, type of thing. And so seeing that, I think we all have moments like we've experienced something like that kind of feeling in that moment. So I think that's a good midlife crisis. Another thing, just kind of watching what you eat, trans fats and stuff. So,
Of course.
of course.
Of course. That's as midlife as you get right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mine, I'm going to go with the little exchange between Jimmy and Francesca. Francesca, I mean, she's fresh, new job, sitting there. This isn't a typical week, I promise. Like,
First week on the
you
job.
come into something and you realize that you've fallen into the middle of whatever is going on. And it's like, yeah, this is chaos, but trust me, it isn't always like this. And like, well,
yeah.
Or maybe chaos is just your normal.
Yeah, this is
but
true.
just that idea of oh, trust me, this is not how it usually goes around here. I'm like, actually, my guess is it probably is. But also, Francesca's cool with just rolling with it too. So
I think also you could piggyback off that too, and just say Francesca's like, so what should I tell him? What can we? That's tomorrow's problem. Like we'll talk tomorrow about that. We're not talking about right now. Just that's tomorrow's issue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one too. That's a common mantra of mine is there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's tomorrow's issue. That we're not going to talk about that now. That's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
LVP. I already mentioned mine. It's eating 2 bags of chips at the same time.
Well, my LVP is trans fats, so we can just get them.
Well, there we go. Same thing.
Basically the same thing.
Or LVP. Maybe LVP is also trying to indulge in whatever you find in the glove box. Like that's a midlife crisis moment too. Where it's like, what's in the what's in the glove box? Do I have a piece of gum left?
Ooh,
I don't know how old it is, but this stick of gum is from the 90s.
Fruit Stripes.
Yeah, I think
they don't even make this
that
flavor anymore.
Right. Maybe that's more of an MVP is the fact that you could still find it. Maybe I don't know. All right,
well, depending MVP. On what you need, if you need it, you need it.
Exactly.
MVP. Okay, well, real quick, my thought was, how long did they take to film him throwing the shoes up on the wire?
That was almost a midlife crisis moment too. It is just the effort it feels like it takes now to do something that at once felt so easy, like throwing a pair of shoes over a wire,
throwing a baseball. Remember that?
It's like, yeah. That didn't go over.
Damn it! I gotta walk all the way over there and pick it up now.
I know. I was counting how many times this is gonna take. He got on the third, but I don't know how many they cut out.
Yeah, that is true. It's a good point. And what did a stunt guy do it? That's the question. They're like, you're not good, Jonathan Banks. That's gonna be
okay. But before we keep going here and get to MVP, let's pause and talk about the setup Mike actually put together for this. Like that was just pure genius.
Yeah.
Of taking them, knowing they stop right there from when he staked out the other guy, the other truck, because they got to drop their guns before they get to the border patrol. And he hangs those shoes, fires the gun to freak him out a little bit, and then they scurry off a little more hurried than normal, and then he takes a shot at the shoe. Like that whole sequence was just only Mike.
That's a good point. That's a good. I think that's probably the MVP right there. However, other guy stops at that place and picks up his gun. Right? They stop at that. Remember with the guy with the popsicles at the beginning of the season?
Oh yeah. Well, that was the other truck driver.
Yeah, but so where is the popsicle sticks? Is it a different drop?
Oh, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. But I
Yeah.
guess that's not that important. I just thought about that when you were talking about it, but still.
Someone cleaned up the popsicle sticks.
Yeah. Road crew. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The New
Yeah,
Mexico
that's a good
road
point.
crew. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well,
MVP is Mike's setup on that, I think.
yeah, that's good. My MVP, I didn't have that written down because, like I said, I was much more interested in what was going on with Jimmy. So my MVP is Kim. We haven't really talked about much.
Good call. Good call.
Because Jimmy is so emotional and reactionary to everything that's going on, and Kim is so level-headed, knows Jimmy, maybe not as well as Chuck, but knows him pretty well, and is able to be his brain when Jimmy is just thinking on his feet, and slows him down enough to be like, no, we are going to do this together because we're going to be better together than we are separate.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to make this happen. And the fact that she's coming to his rescue despite everything else, like she's sleeping at her desk with Mesa Verde files in her lap and taking showers at the gym across the street, like that. This is how she doesn't have time for this, but it's Jimmy, so she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good shout there. I think we didn't give her enough credit on this episode, but yeah, whenever we can mention, shout out Kim's friendship with Jimmy and kind of the little extra stuff that she does in the show makes her one of the better kind of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul characters. Really well written too. So good shout out. On a non NPP or NPP adjacent, probably those discounted Chuck Taylors. Well, that's a good strong shoelace.
Yeah, yes.
Depending on how long, we don't know the time frame. Was that 2008 from 2003? Who knows? If that's up there for 5 years, that's pretty good. I would say
we know it came down sometime between when he hung it and when Heisenberg takes over, right? Because that's when the whole Pollos Hermanos thing comes crashing down. So
yeah, true.
Somewhere in there, we don't know where, but at some point. All right, what's happening next? Where are we going? We're only 3 episodes into this season.
That is true. Power of editing. This is, I think eventually it'll be awesome to see Mike and Gus have a sit down with Nacho and Hector and see how that kind of world and that stuff kind of gets shaped about. Also would love to see the trial between the brothers and see if that actually does go to trial and what does Kim have up their sleeve there too, because Kim's a damn good lawyer. I think she doesn't. Well, we give her credit for that too, but I don't think Chuck has really experienced that necessarily yet. So I think that's going to be interesting to see if it does go to trial and how she kind of drills him about what happens. That'd be interesting. That kind of questioning at trial.
Yeah. It's funny. Once again, you immediately go to the Gus and Mike stuff, and my brain is immediately what's going to happen with Jimmy and Chuck. I don't think there's ever going to be a sit down. I don't think so. I think Mike's going to torment him. But see, then when does the stroke happen? That's still when I'm like, when does the stroke happen? Because when Tuco is seen in Better Call or in Breaking Bad, he's not that big time. Like, he's a Salamanca, but he's not a big time guy at the time.
Because there's a downfall.
So when does like Gus ascends at some point? It's just, when does it happen? And is this the start of that? I mean, Hector would be out for blood if he could still be out for blood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still curious when that part's gonna go down. As far as the Chuck and Mike, or not the Chuck and Jimmy stuff, Jimmy's got to win somehow because he still has his law license, right? Something's got to happen where he's able to maintain that. And you're right, Kim is a killer in the courtroom. And I mean, maybe the deal, maybe this is where the deal gets shaped to like, I don't want to give up the law, but I'll give up my name so you don't have to deal with me bringing you down anymore. And I'll go be Saul Goodman so that I don't, keep speaking ill about being a McGill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a poet and I didn't even realize it.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe that's where this conversation goes, because I think the last thing Chuck wants to see is Jimmy in prison. And if they're going to fight, like if they're not going to take this deal, Chuck might be like, well, let's keep you out of prison in a different way. Let's find another solution out of this where I get what I want and you get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's how this goes. Because I think the other thing that happens here too, like I could see Kim being like, we're going to fight this. And yeah, breaking and entering, he had a key. You took it away. You're his brother who has a condition. Like he has every right to break down your door.
Yeah, exactly.
At any time out of fear for your safety.
Mm-hmm.
And
even the hospital.
Then maybe we should also sue for how many code violations you have by turning off all your electricity in your house and cutting all the wires the way you do and running camp stoves in the house. Like those are all fire hazards. Like let's really take this and extrapolate this out to what it really is.
What it really is, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually that could be really interesting. That would be kind of a good twist on that. Who's on trial here?
You're gonna take Jimmy down. I'm gonna not only take Chuck down, but it's also gonna take down
your
HHM.
Yeah,
HHM could totally take down.
Yeah, that's true. Good call. Very good call.
I could see Howard stepping in and saying, "This can't go to trial. You have to settle." For the good of our firm, you have to find settle. A way out of this.
Yeah,
we can't have that be the result of this. I could see it. I could see it.
I like it. I can see that too. Yeah, that's going to be some very interesting stuff. But yeah, we're only on episode 3. It's kind of crazy to think that. I feel like a lot has happened since we started this season already, but a lot more is coming. So it's going to be exciting to dive into that in next week, even up to as soon as next week. So what did you guys think about this episode? Let us know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing here on YouTube or on the podcast, wherever you guys are listening. Terry, any final thoughts?
Better Call Saul.
Just sit and spin your buttholes.
Subscribe.